Every day we're making agreements with those around us, with ourselves, and maybe even with whatever God you might believe in. Those agreements are forming the basis of everything you do. The most important agreements, or the most important promises we can make, are the promises we make with ourselves. Based on the spiritual beliefs and teachings of the Toltec people, the book tells us that by making the 4 agreements with ourselves every day, we're able to lay the foundation for a life that is free, happy, and fulfilling. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and if you're here for the first time, welcome. My name is Dibblin. I'm a final year medical student studying in London. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the video, and check out this book review here. The book, I think fairly obviously, is structured around those 4 agreements that we're supposed to be making with ourselves every day. First of all, is be impeccable with your word. The second agreement we're supposed to make is do not take anything personally. Thirdly, don't make assumptions. And the fourth one, always do your best. As with any book, you can go away and read it yourself. You don't need me to summarize the entire thing. What I want to give you is my key takeaways from the book, and then at the end, my actionable points, the things that I want to do myself, and maybe you want to have a go at too. So following the 4 agreements, I'm going to give you my 4 key takeaways. First of all, honor your promises. It can be so easy to tell yourself that you're going to do something today, tell yourself you're going to get something done, and then partway through the day decide you're too tired and to start making excuses, whether it's working my way through a to-do list that I've just been adding to all day, whether it's fixing my diet finally. I know that it's so easy for me to make excuses for myself. And what's probably worse is that I know that I really often buy into those excuses. I'm the one lying, and I'm also the one believing those lies that I'm telling myself. I definitely need to work on telling myself I'm going to do something and then doing it. My second key takeaway is based on that not making assumptions agreement. Really often I do find myself taking a shortcut and maybe not gathering all of the information that I could have gathered about something before coming to a conclusion. I know that I need to be more conscious about the preconceptions I have, those biases that I maybe don't know I have, and making assumptions about things. My third key takeaway from this book was more based on the background of the book, the things that they were talking about outside of those 4 agreements. And through the book they talk about this idea of humans becoming domesticated, that we're taught from a very early age what it means to fit into our society. And so this book really left me thinking, what are the unconscious actions, what are the unconscious things that I do every day, which have just been ingrained in me by my upbringing or by society? These bad habits that I've picked up have been, as I said, ingrained in me since before I can remember. And I know that it's now, as an adult, my job to recognize those and to work on fixing them. And I'm not fooling anyone except for myself if I think that I can do that without a conscious effort. And my last key takeaway is based on that 4th agreement. Always do your best. I think it's really easy to fall into this trap of thinking that doing your best means that every time you pick up the bat and take a swing, you're going to be knocking the ball out of the park. That's just not realistic. Doing your best means having a go and trying your hardest. It doesn't mean that you have to succeed in whatever it is you're doing. Your best looks different every minute of the day. As long as you're honest with yourself and you don't lie to yourself about having tried harder than you really did, then you can always be happy with whatever the results are. It's all too easy to read books like this about self-improvement, about spiritualism, about beliefs, to think it's really interesting at the time and then not do anything. And I know I'm guilty of that. So what I want to do is I want to leave you with 3 actionable points. I'm going to be trying my hardest in the next few weeks to be following these points, and let me know in the comments if you are too. I'm probably going to come back and leave a comment below in a few weeks to let you know how I'm getting on. First thing I want to start doing is to be braver with the questions I'm asking. I want to stop chickening out when I have a question I think I need to ask, even if that question might lead to an uncomfortable conversation, for example, and just ask the question. Avoiding the topic or making assumptions because you don't have all of the information is always going to be worse in the long run. So what I want to do is I want to be brave and ask those questions. The second thing I want to do is I want to try and recognize those actions, those behaviors that I'm just doing on autopilot every day. I want to try and recognize those. I want to try and have a look at them, and I want to think, are they working for me? Are these things making me have a better day, a better life? And if they're not, why am I doing them? And can I stop? I'm very hopeful that if I'm able to recognize a load of things that I'm doing every day and stop them, maybe I can replace those consciously with better habits. So my second actionable point from this book is going to be looking at those unconscious autopilot actions that I'm taking every day, understanding whether they are working for or against me, and replacing those ones that I don't need to be doing anymore. Last but not least, the third actionable point I want to do is anytime I promise myself something, I'm going to treat that promise as if it was a promise to a loved one. Because I think I don't put enough value into those things that I tell myself I'm going to do, the things that I'm doing for myself. But if I treat those like I'm treating a promise to a loved one, then it will get done. So my third actionable takeaway there is I want to treat a promise to myself as I would treat a promise to a loved one. I really hope you found this video useful. It's a great book. Go and check it out. Obviously, a short video on YouTube can't really summarize an entire book, but those are my key takeaways and the actionable points I'm going to be taking. Let me know in the comments below if you're going to be joining me in taking those actions, and remember to like and subscribe and join me in the next book review we do.